Here we are loading the Jeep to get away from the Phoenix heat up into the mountains in June. We're headed west out of the Santan Valley neighborhood that we live in. We're in the desert on the Beeline Highway headed north. As you can see, there's been a fire here recently. You can see the charring and the red slurry from the fire suppression efforts. It's 2 hours from our house to Payson where we got gas, and then it's another hour to the camping spot. We continued upstate Route 260 to the north. We turned off right after mile marker 276. This is going west on Forest Road 609. As you can see, it got pretty rocky in places. We took it slow as to not upset the trailer. We've gained 6,000 feet in elevation since we've left the desert floor. We went in a little more than half a mile and passed 4 or 5 other groups of campers before we chose this beautiful spot. We walked the 2 dirt ruts to find the most level ground. The elevation here is about 6,500 feet, with daytime temperatures in the high 70s and night times in the high 50s. Our spot was not level.
Go ahead.
That's why we have the levelers.
Stop. A little bit more. Stop. Perfect.
With these rocker levelers, it's easy to get a nice night's sleep. The link is below. The dogs needed a nice drink when we got to camp, and we set up some lawn chairs with our table, which also doubles as our cooler. This was the view of the trees we had from our lawn chairs. Jerry had to stake out the campsite for errant rodents or other intruders. Tom chose to sit in my lap while I was in the hammock. The woods were a profusion of colors. Jerry chose to do what any old beagle would do. The kitchen's all set up. It's quick as that. I love my water container that's listed below, as well as the stove. After relaxing at camp for a little while, we went down this closed road on a little hike. The flowers were beautiful. Dogs could find many things to do, including chasing the rodent under this fallen log. If you watch closely, you'll see him run out to the right. Other wildlife was at hand, like this little guy. Well, you guessed it, it's dinner time for dogs. Just look at that face. Tom likes his too. After sitting out for a while with the bugs and the little bitey things, we decided to get into the camper with our cooler running. Take a little siesta. In the evening, it was time to make a little dinner. Our shopping trip yielded some tasty treats. Later in the evening, it was time to start thinking about getting ready for bed. It was getting late and time to make the dog beds for the night. I took the screen out of the opening so that the dogs could get back to the back, and then put down the hatch. The dogs enjoyed their sleeping quarters as we watched a movie before we went to bed. The tablet holder is stellar and listed below. The sun's been coming up before 4:30, but we slept until 7. As you can see, when we got up, the temperature was 61 outside and 71 inside. I was nursing a few bug bites, ankles and the back of my neck. We decided to make it an early day. We had some donuts and lemonade for breakfast, checked to make sure the windows were closed and the vent was closed, locked up the back, and we were ready to go. Tom decided he wanted to drive, or at least have some donuts. We backed the trailer out of our nice parking spot, and then proceeded down the forest road back toward the main road. This road can probably be done with a passenger car, but do take a look and decide for yourself. We took it nice and slow and the trailer did fine. Back on the 260, mile marker 276. Here's us driving on the rim toward Payson. Going down, down, down. We're coming into the little burg of Strawberry. And now the little burg of Pine. Don't blink, you'll miss them. Now descending again into the small town of Payson. We got gas in Payson, now we're headed down the steep hill into the valley. Here we're headed into the low desert and home to the saguaro cactus. The waxy white flowers are unlike any other. After the blooms, a red fruit will be produced. This fruit was often harvested and eaten by the indigenous peoples of the American Southwest. From here, we turn off the beeline onto the Bush Highway and the Saguaro Lake area. A quick look at the lake and then over the hill towards Saguaro Lake Ranch and the water users parking lot in the Lower Salt River recreation area. This is the area that Tony and I did medical rescue in when we were younger. Another 30 minutes and we're pulling into our neighborhood. We'll park the trailer behind the fence and get ready for the next adventure. Let us know if there's anything you'd like to see or know about our camper, and like and subscribe. We'll see you on our next adventure, jeeping across Arizona history.